All right, Sag. So I looked at this, and the first thing that I thought was, okay, so then being easy on yourself must be the message. But I'm getting a clear no for that. Like, you're going to be getting some kind of direct communication, and it's going to happen in one of two ways. But I feel like I need to tell you to go easy on yourself until this communication comes through, because it's not bad communication, and that's the thing. So the Hawk Prince, and this did show up as an ally for you. This is about communication that is going to come through either by traditional means, conversations, phone, text, email, the normal. The other way with this is through spirit. So it's like one day you're driving down the road and you see a billboard and it gives you the exact instructions you've been looking for. Like, holy shit, did you see that? And you're like, wait a minute, I can't be the only one seeing this. Are you seeing this? Right? You're going to have to pay attention to everything here coming up. But the communication is very specifically about the next steps that you need to take in whatever situation you're dealing with. So say this is about your health. This is saying with gentleness, go easy on yourself. You're going to get the communication that you need to be able to continue on your path, but don't hurt yourself in the process, right? Now, for others of you, if you're dealing with a difficult situation, this is saying you need to go easy on yourself, go easy on, people around you. It also talks about not reverting back to the way that you used to handle things. It's really calling for you to step into temperance for real. And it's not that you need to play nice with people who are treating you like shit. No, that's not it. Whatever is going on, you shouldn't be beating yourself up. But, also you don't want to be putting out that kind of like negative energy, right? Because it's really about how you react to what is going on. And gentleness is saying that, you just have to be easygoing about the current situation. But the communication that you're looking for is coming in. But I looked at it and I thought, okay, so that has to be the message. That was a definite no. Here's your overall. Hey, the 10 of Cups. All right. So some of you may be focused on, oh my goodness, please forgive me, guys. I am a sickly human being. It's like never ending. The 10 of Cups being your overall, you could be focused on your family. You could be focused on your overall happiness here. I think that, I don't feel bad about it. Like, I don't feel like partnerships or marriages are in jeopardy. But I think that there may be some struggles right now. And, maybe things aren't as, how do I put this, like, as picturesque as you would like it to be. Right? But we are talking about, your overall happiness here. But we'll see how the 10 of Cups is playing out. In the past, the Queen of Swords. So if this is what you were internalizing in the past, you were not a happy mama. Now, whether you're male or female here, with the Queen of Swords, this could be saying that you are dealing with somebody who is a little bit cold and shut off, or this is you. And again, male, female, possibly air sign here, but we're not playing games anymore. You may have needed to really lay down the law is what I want to say. Like, enough is enough. But at some point in the past here, it's like you're not exactly happy with someone. Or like I said, it's the other way around. But I look at her and I think we're done with going around and around a certain situation. In the present, the Knight of Pentacles, so whatever it was. Sag, honestly, with that Queen of Swords, no matter who you're dealing with, I feel like this is the way that you kind of handled the situation. And it's like you're sitting in a place of power right now with whatever is going on. Now, you may have been dealing with a situation that was affecting, your family, overall happiness, but you're still kind of holding strong to this feeling of, I can't play games with this. This is serious this time. And enough is enough. There's the harsh communication there, definitely, with the Queen of Swords, but There's also the shutting off of emotions, right? But with the Knight of Pentacles being in the present moment, it's like slow progress is being made here to kind of get back to this happy place. I feel like somebody has upset you, you know, and it's not like it's not forgivable. It's just, I almost feel like you needed to do this. Like you needed to turn your heart cold for a minute in order for progress to start to pick back up. Now with your Knight of Pentacles, you know, again, this could be about the person that you're dealing with here, because I'm looking at this and I'm thinking this is about you and someone else and how it's affecting this happily ever after. You know, this person may be very stubborn and resistant to change, but we are talking about progress here, right? So we'll see. Oh, fuck. All right. Future conditions, the Seven of Swords. Okay. For some of you, you may be allowing someone to come back in. And unfortunately, I feel like with the Seven of Swords coming out, whatever they have been hiding from you, I think is going to be made clear. But I think that you already come into this kind of having an idea of this to begin with. And this to me looks like it's very much tied to, you know, the way that you're responding. So this could be about a partnership here where somebody has been lying to you, not, you know, being upfront about things. You're kind of like laying down the law. You're in a seat of power with the Queen of Swords. But what I find interesting is that if you're still dealing with this in future conditions, how stupid is this person? You know? If somebody is in that position of, I will cut you the fuck out if I have to, then why would you even tempt that? Like, I'm looking at this and I'm going, who are you dealing with? Now, there may be some things that you weren't aware of that may come out about, you know, what this person has been doing, unfortunately. You know, the other part of this, though, too, could be the action that you're taking. Like, it's time to leave now. Like, it's just time to leave the situation. But I'm still looking at progress being made. But it's like, you know, if you're dealing with somebody who's being stubborn here, they may not be making the changes that are necessary to continue, you know, this happiness here with the Ten of Cups. But I don't like the Seven of Swords. It's sketchy. It's secretive bullshit. You know, the thief in the night. The other part of it, though, is, you know, somebody who is looking to get away with something. For others of you, it could very simply be, I got to take what I can and get the fuck out, you know. But you already had an idea of this. So this isn't going to be like some shocking news to you, but you may get full details, is what I feel like. Like anything that was kept hidden is going to come out. Oh boy, your best path to follow, the Five of Swords. This is not something that you want to get involved with. And the thing is what I feel like, Sag, if you have somebody in your life that is like continuously taking advantage of you, you know, this is where I feel like you need to be careful about letting this person back into your space. Because, you know, I don't think by you being the Queen of Swords, again, whether you're male or female, I don't think they've learned a lesson at all. It's almost like, you know, they talk all of this, but I know that I can get away with whatever I want. And like Sagittarius will continue to be there. No, no, no. This is, with the Five of Swords, is like a really big reminder that you need to be careful about what you let into your space here, especially if it's affecting your relationship. So like this could literally be somebody that you are related to, but I'm looking at a marriage being affected because of it, right? Now that could only be for some of you. For others of you, it could just be someone on the outside of your life that is, you know, wanting your help. But because of, you know, their personality and the way that they are, I think that you come in as the Queen of Swords, like, look, let me lay down the law here. But they still are looking to take advantage of you. That's what I feel like here. I don't think that this is about you doing anything to sabotage your happiness other than by being helpful to somebody who doesn't deserve it, you know. And again, that's only going to be for some of you. But with the Five of Swords being your best path to follow, here's the thing. You know, when push comes to shove, yeah, you're going to have to stand up for yourself, right? This isn't a situation where you're going to let somebody defeat you, right? But, you know, the other part of it is, you know, don't get involved in these situations with people who will take what they can and you know, treat you like absolute shit or like you're a fool almost, you know, because I still feel like they think that they're getting away with something, you know, and again, that's only going to be for some of you, right? Like, and it's no wonder why I'm looking at gentleness. Like, don't beat yourself up over the fact that you may have let somebody enter into your life again that you knew wasn't exactly the greatest person, you know. Oh yeah, in your environment, the Nine of Swords. So here's where, you know, the fears, the anxieties, the regrets, the bad thoughts, right? And these are the things that are popping up. Like, you just know something bad is going to happen, and sure shit, it does. And that may be because this person is not, you know, making the progress that is necessary here with the Knight of Pentacles. There's still the progress there with the Knight of Pentacles. What I don't like is the slow pace and the stubbornness. You know, in this situation with what you have going on here, this to me looks like somebody who only half-asses it. They only put in enough to make things look okay, but it's just so that they can do whatever it is that they want to do behind the scenes. You know what I mean? It's like showing face. Like, look, this is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make progress, but they slip right back into the bullshit that they created for you before. You know, again, which is why you're coming in as the Queen of Swords, but you know this, right? But what I don't like here is how it's affecting, you know, your happiness here. Now, this literally could be about somebody stepping in and causing problems that you didn't expect. You know, I don't want to say that your partner is cheating on you, because I'm not really feeling that. I feel like this is outside of that. Like, this is someone outside of this union, and this is you and someone in particular. Now, for some of you, yeah, it could be the person that you're partnered to. Maybe you were supposed to have the happily ever after, but they've completely sabotaged that by being sneaky and fucking around. Like, I don't know how else to put this, but you knew this. You knew this already. And this is about you letting somebody come back in. And that I feel very strongly for this. You know, and with the Nine of Swords, and look at all these fucking swords down here, man. That's horrible. You know, and you may be fearing that this is going to happen, and it's almost like asking for it, right? Because wherever you're putting your focus and attention at, that's what you're ultimately creating here. But I think it's because you don't have any trust or faith with this person and their actions, you know? Wow. All right. Your hopes and your fears, the Page of Pentacles. And this is what's interesting, because I'm looking at all of this and I think that you're hoping to build something better here for sure. But, you know, and it's interesting to me looking at the Pentacles, how is this affecting you in terms of finances, money, right? Like the physical things, you know? Like, is this someone literally coming in and asking for money or asking for some financial support? And this is not something that, you know, you want to get involved with at all. But I feel like you're letting this person back in. But I'm looking at the Page of Pentacles, and it's interesting to me how we're looking at the Knight of Pentacles in the present moment. But what you're fearing here is, I think that eventually there's not going to be any effort put into building, you know, something better between you and this person. It's almost like they give up, especially with the Seven of Swords being there. I think that you come in with the hope of, okay, maybe we can start over. But it doesn't look like this person wants to continue to do that. And what I want to say here is, be careful how your home life and your family is going to be affected by this. Because I'm going back to the Five of Swords and thinking this is not the type of fighting that you want invading your own happiness, right? Or your home or your family life. You don't need this in your life. Wowza, man. And then coming out the Seven of Pentacles. And the thing is, you know, no matter how you look at this, it's like you're only getting so far. You know, I mean, even with the hope of being able to make some kind of progress here, at least start to build something, and this person like acting like they're really trying to make progress, I think that you kind of get to the point with the Seven of Pentacles and looking at the Seven of Swords, like, you know, what was I thinking in, you know, trying to continue growth with this situation? Now, this may be you coming out, though, and actually taking stock of what you have left, because this person may have taken from you. And then you have the Four of Cups. Yeah, I think you kind of get to the point where you're just emotionally numb from this. So it's not like it's super painful, but when you move on, I think it leaves a bad taste in your mouth where it's like anything else that comes through, you're just like, I'm not interested. Leave me the hell alone. You know, I'm tired of trusting people who just continuously take. You know, where is that Ace of Cups for me? I think that that's kind of where you're moving to, rather than like the Five of Cups or like the Ten of Swords, right? But the thing is you're moving on from it. It's not about needing to end the situation. I mean, you already got the ending here with the Ten of Cups. You know, and it's not the ending of your happiness, but it's the ending of a situation that would affect that, because this is what needs to be your focus, right? I'm looking at the Moon and the Queen of Swords, and I think that you're dealing with a shyster. I don't know how else to put that, because this looks like somebody who is trying to like, let me put this fog over you so that, you know, you're not seeing the real me. You know, let me confuse you in the way that you're thinking, in the way that you're feeling. You know, you may not be understanding why this person is acting the way that they are. And I almost feel like it's a, you know, let me come back in, let's try to make some kind of progress, or, you know, I need your help. I need your help so that I can get back on my feet type of thing. But there's something that's being kept hidden, you know, and it's really about whether or not you're ready to face this. And I think that it's not, you're not, but instead you're trying to come from a place of, look, I will cut you the fuck out of my life if I have to, but that doesn't mean anything to this person. And then you have the Six of Swords, where it's like, you know what, I'm done with the bullshit. It's time to move on, right? It causes too many problems. It's just too many problems because you're already expecting this person to do the worst, and that's exactly what happens. And I do think that they continue to try to hide the truth from you, but it comes out in a way where you already knew about this, but you get all the details. That's what I get from this more so than anything. And like I said, with the Four of Cups and looking at the Seven of Pentacles, it's like, you know, okay, well, this is what I'm left with. And I certainly don't want any more bullshit coming back into my life and taking what I don't have. I would be careful, Sagittarius, about, you know, letting anybody into your space right now who is known to be deceitful. You know, even if they're asking for help and you almost feel, it has a feeling of being obligated to do so. Right? Like, be careful about that, because whatever it is that you're thinking about here with the Nine of Swords when it comes to this person and what they're doing, this is what you need to pay attention to, because you may be looking at it like it's just fear and anxiety, but it's actually being manifested. But this is somebody else's actions here. And again, this is something that you don't want to be involved with. Don't put yourself in that place to be taken advantage of. That's what I want to say. And then the sacral chakra, I think that what you need to do is create something that's more inspiring to you. I mean, it's all creative, all of it. But what I feel like here is, if this has to do with relationship, and I say that because of the sacral chakra, right? It's not just creative energy, it's sexual energy, right? What you need to do is to create something different in your life, something that, you know, is inspiring you to be in a better place in terms of your, you know, passionate, creative, and sexual energy. Don't let it go to waste. That's what I want to say. Embracing enthusiasm, shout to the heavens with happiness. Yeah. So it's one of those things where I think that, and again, I'm looking at this communication that's going to be coming through to you. I think that this may be a situation that's going to open you up to doing something different in terms of like creativity, especially. But it's like you're looking at how the universe, or you will be looking at how the universe works and going, wow, right? Like this was a really fucking shitty experience, but this is what it opened me up to. And there's going to be something to be excited about after this, which is good news. It's good news. I do think that you need to be aware of the people that you're letting into your life, the people that you are dealing with romantically, especially, right? Don't waste that precious energy on someone who does not deserve it. And know that when this is over with, you're going to look at the way that the universe works in a much different way, and there's going to be a reason to be excited